This is Denim Creations. Welcome. It's a channel about beautiful and useful things that can be made for your home using denim. I'm Martha. I'm the creator, the designer, and the editor of this channel. Today's program, we're going to talk about making a rug using neckties. This is Denim Creations. I'm just going to show you a few slides of some of the things that I create. Here's a box I covered. Those are very popular. People like to get those as gifts. Look what I did with my bed frame. And I make quilts, and I sell the quilts. And I've been lucky to sell every quilt I've made from denim and taking orders for more. I use every bit of the denim that I can. This is from overalls. I sold that purse for $40. And of course, pillows. I always make the pillows. And most recently, I joined the Family Communication and Education Club of Anderson County in Tennessee. And it's a volunteer organization. I'm going to show you a picture, our group picture of the ladies. They volunteer, they do things in the community. They make crafts. Here we are making a craft of flowers. And we're going to use those to decorate gifts that we're giving veterans for Christmas. They encouraged me to attend the fair this year. And what a lively and traditional fair it was. It had everything a fair is supposed to have. Rides and food and songs. And this was the place where you took your crafts. And I was encouraged to take my mini crafts. And this is a toy I made. Here's my hat. You saw that in the picture. I won all kinds of ribbons. I entered 23 items in this year's fair. And you're going to see that I won 21 ribbons. I love this Halloween candlestick I made. And here's my 21 ribbons. 14 of them were blue ribbons. So let's get busy making a rug using neckties. Where do you get the neckties? Go to your thrift store and make them a deal. I bought these 3 for $1. One of the first things you're going to need to do is decide the size that you want your rug to be. I wanted mine to be about 20 by 30. I kind of measured around some rugs in my house. Now, one tip I learned is cut it a lot bigger, like 22 by 32, because you're going to lose a lot when you close that for the hem. Another thing I did was I cut the batting, and then I matched the ties up to the size of the batting. Now, ties are padded. They have a very nice padding on the inside, which you don't realize that it's in there, but it is. Let me see if I can find one. So here's an example. It has this padding, very thin, but it's thick enough. So you leave that in there. I learned don't cut them apart. That's going to be too frail of a fabric for a rug. So leave the padding in there. You can feel how that's got some strength to it. So leave them whole, don't cut them apart. I saw somebody making one of these and they cut everything apart. That's going to make awful thin. See that, a lot of that silk or polyester, that's going to be too thin for a real rug. And then I also cut a size of padding in there, backing, batting. Some people use polyester, some people use real cotton. You could use a part of an old blanket as long as it's clean. You're just going to need some strength there to that. Then I just lined this one with denim. I just happen to have a good piece of denim. You can also cut jeans. I've got one that I'll show you where I cut the jeans and use the denim from that. So it goes pretty quickly. You have to sew this really small seams. And one I have, I'll show you, I stitched this together with hand stitching. So this is the first one I made, and I made some mistakes on it. But sometimes you have to make a prototype. And then, of course, I lined it. You can see how I pieced the jeans together to make the backing for this one. You don't have to use denim for the backing. Today I'm making a rug using old neckties. And boy, you can find lots of neckties around at all the shops. You heard that old thing, measure twice, cut once. Well, that's definitely true when you're making a rug. I decided how big I wanted it to be and how wide I wanted it to be. Now, you learn by doing, right? This is one that I've made already. And you can see I definitely got it long enough, maybe just a little too long. But I didn't quite get it wide enough. And I did use denim on the back. And then I just sewed a very narrow seam. See that seam? Very narrow. And just go ahead and sew. Don't worry about it. Your machine will do fine. Okay, now I'm at the stage where I'm trying to figure out a backing for this particular rug. And I've made batting here. So you do want an inside here. Well, let's say you don't have any batting. You don't want to go to the store and buy anything. What could you do? Well, maybe you have an old towel or a blanket or a tablecloth. You just need something that's kind of thick. Or you could even put 2 pieces of cloth that you're never going to use. Just something to give it a little oomph to it. Just a little padding. So again, use your creativity. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over and let you see what I'm thinking about making this back. I don't know, though. I don't know. See, the backing needs to be some kind of a thick fabric. And this fabric right here is broadcloth. But I don't know, it just seems like it's a little bit too busy for what I want, okay? And you can see here how I pieced together. I didn't quite have enough, oh dear, of the cotton. And by the way, make friends with somebody that does a lot of quilting. They'll have a lot of padding left over, and they'll be happy for you to tote it off. Relationships are very important in sewing. Okay, so you can see I just pieced it. Nobody will ever know, and you don't want a big lump in there. So be careful to just sew a kind of a small seam there. Okay, so I found this pillow shim here that I like. I like to reuse things. And this is a good size. So I may decide to use this for my rug. But I'm going to measure and see what I think, and then I'll be right back. Emphasize the importance of the iron. You really want to iron, because naturally things that are thick are going to be wrinkly. So really have to make sure this is smooth. So I've got a little place there I've got to smooth out. So you just want to be sure. Yep, that's the next step. Iron, iron, iron. When in doubt, iron.